Grab your morning coffee and settle in. You're listening to Auto Intelligence, and today we're diving into what might be the most consequential technology shift in automotive history.
I'm Claire here with Steve, and we're both part of the Auto Agentic team. Auto Intelligence drops every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, and honestly, we've been looking forward to this episode for weeks.
Before we jump in, thanks to our growing audience. Your engagement keeps pushing us to dig deeper into the stories reshaping our industry. Auto Intelligence is produced by Auto Agentic AI.
So here's the thing, Steve. For nearly 3 decades, one technology has completely defined the electric vehicle revolution, lithium-ion batteries, but the foundation is showing some serious cracks.
And the race to find what comes next has become a battle for economic survival, supply chain independence, and frankly, technological supremacy. The starting gun has already fired, and billions are being wagered on the outcome.
Today, we're breaking down the battery revolution. Who are the real contenders? What are the verified breakthroughs? And most importantly, for our automotive audience, what does this mean for the next decade?
Let's start with why we're even having this conversation. Claire, lithium-ion has powered the EV boom, but what's forcing the industry to look beyond it?
It's hitting multiple walls simultaneously, Steve. The technology is approaching its theoretical energy density limits, and the supply chain vulnerabilities have become impossible to ignore.
China's dominance is staggering. According to industry data, China controls over 60% of global battery production capacity. That's not just a business risk. It's a strategic vulnerability that's keeping executives and policymakers awake at night.
Exactly. And when you combine that with the growing demand, the global battery market is experiencing unprecedented growth. You've got a perfect storm driving innovation.
The numbers are compelling. Multiple research firms are projecting the battery market to more than double over the next 6 years, with some estimates showing growth from around $100 billion today to over $300 billion by 2030.
That growth is creating this fascinating technological horse race. Different companies are placing massive bets on completely different chemistries. It's like watching Formula One teams develop entirely different engine architectures for the same race.
So let's talk about the heavyweight champion of next-generation batteries, solid-state technology. Claire, why is everyone calling this the Holy Grail?
Think of it this way, Steve. Traditional lithium-ion batteries use a liquid electrolyte. Imagine it as a swimming pool that lithium ions have to cross. Sometimes they form sharp, spiky structures called dendrites that can puncture the separator and cause dangerous shorts.
And solid state replaces that liquid with a solid material?
Exactly. It's more like a dense, solid highway that forces the ions to travel in an orderly way, preventing those dangerous spikes from ever forming. The benefits are game-changing: improved safety, higher energy density, and faster charging speeds.
The partnerships forming around this technology are telling. Toyota has teamed up with Idemitsu Kosan, the Japanese petroleum giant, to develop solid-state batteries. That's a massive signal from the company that pioneered hybrid technology.
And it's not just Toyota. In February 2025, Mercedes-Benz engineers, working with Factorial Cell engineers, brought what they called the first car, powered by a lithium metal solid-state battery, to the road. That's a major milestone.
But the breakthrough that really caught my attention was the Stellantis Factorial announcement in April 2025. They successfully validated automotive-sized solid-state battery cells with some impressive specifications.
The numbers are significant, Steve. They achieved 375 watt-hours per kilogram energy density, and these cells can fast charge from 15% to 90% in just 18 minutes while operating in temperatures from -30 to 45 degrees Celsius.
Ned Curick, Stellantis Chief Engineering and Technology Officer, said, "Reaching this level of performance reflects the strengths of our collaboration with Factorial. This breakthrough puts us at the forefront of the solid-state revolution, but we are not stopping there."
Now, we can't discuss solid state without mentioning QuantumScape. They're the American company that's been making headlines with their ceramic separator technology.
Their QSE-5 solid-state battery prototype demonstrates some impressive specifications: 844 watt-hours per liter energy density and the ability to fast charge from 10% to 80% in just 12.2 minutes.
In December 2024, they completed installation of their Cobra heat treatment system for ceramic separator production. That's a critical component for scaling manufacturing, though they still face significant commercialization challenges.
Here's what fascinates me about the solid-state race. It's not just about the technology anymore. It's about manufacturing scale, cost reduction, and who can get to market first with a commercially viable product.
Absolutely. And while solid state captures headlines as the long-term solution, there's another contender taking a completely different approach: sodium-ion batteries.
This is where the supply chain story gets really interesting. Sodium is literally everywhere. It's in seawater, it's in salt deposits. We're talking about an element that's roughly 1,000 times more abundant than lithium.
And that abundance translates directly to economics and supply chain security. Sodium-ion batteries are projected to be significantly cheaper than lithium-based alternatives, with some estimates suggesting cost advantages of 20 to 30%.
The safety profile is compelling too. Sodium-ion batteries offer enhanced safety features, including lower risk of flammability and the ability to be safely discharged to 0 volts, something you can't do with lithium-ion.
Now, there's a trade-off here. Energy density is typically lower than lithium-ion, usually ranging from 75 to 160 watt-hours per kilogram, compared to lithium's 120 to 260 range. But for certain applications, that might be perfectly acceptable.
And here's the strategic angle. Sodium-ion essentially eliminates dependence on lithium supply chains. When you're talking about supply chain independence, that's huge for automakers and governments alike.
Which brings us to some fascinating breakthrough technologies that are pushing boundaries even further. Researchers at the University of Waterloo have achieved something remarkable in fast charging technology.
They've developed battery architectures that enable charging from 0 to 80% in under 15 minutes without degradation. The innovation involves fusing graphite particles with the current collector, drastically improving physical integrity.
Professor Iveric Rangom, the lead researcher, puts it perfectly. We need to make EVs more affordable and accessible, not just for the wealthy. If we can make batteries smaller, charge faster, and last longer, we reduce the overall cost of the vehicle.
You're listening to Auto Intelligence, brought to you by AutoAgentic,
The platform transforming automotive retail with intelligent, human-centered AI. What's fascinating about this battery revolution is how it mirrors what we're seeing across technology. Multiple approaches, each with distinct advantages, all competing to solve fundamental challenges.
AutoAgentic's approach to automotive AI is similar to what we're seeing with these battery technologies. It's not about replacing human expertise, but augmenting it with intelligent systems that understand the nuances of the industry. We're building solutions that help dealerships thrive, not just survive.
Now, back to the battery revolution. Let's talk about the manufacturing innovations that are reshaping how batteries are actually made.
Tesla's acquisition of Maxwell Technologies in 2019 wasn't just about buying a company, it was about acquiring the keys to dry electrode processing technology.
This is a manufacturing breakthrough that could dramatically shrink the factory footprint and energy consumption needed to produce batteries. It's not a chemistry play, it's a manufacturing efficiency play.
And it's being adopted globally. Companies including Panasonic, LG, KTL, and others are developing large format cells using dry coating processes. It's becoming the new manufacturing standard.
The economic forces driving all this innovation are unprecedented. Goldman Sachs research has released some compelling forecasts about where battery prices are heading.
Their analysts are projecting that average battery prices could fall toward $80 per kilowatt hour by 2026. That's almost a 50% decrease from 2023 levels.
Nikhil Pandari, co-head of Goldman Sachs Research's Asia-Pacific Natural Resources and Clean Energy Research, explains there are two main drivers. One is technological innovation. We're seeing multiple new battery products that have been launched that feature about 30% higher energy density and lower cost.
The second driver is commodity price normalization. Battery metals represent nearly 60% of total battery costs. So as those prices stabilize, the economics of next-generation batteries become more attractive.
Let's talk about some of the safety innovations that are addressing one of the biggest concerns about battery technology: thermal runaway and fire risk.
BYD made headlines with their Blade battery passing the nail penetration test, which is considered one of the most rigorous safety benchmarks in the industry.
For listeners, that means a battery that's documented to be far less likely to catch fire, even after severe physical damage. That's a direct answer to the EV safety concerns we hear about.
The Blade battery uses lithium iron phosphate chemistry in a unique form factor that allows it to maintain structural integrity even under extreme stress conditions.
Now, let's look at who's leading this technological race. Chinese companies continue to dominate battery innovation and manufacturing, but the competitive landscape is evolving rapidly.
CATL, the world's largest battery manufacturer, has developed their Kirin battery technology, which represents a significant advancement in battery pack design and thermal management.
The innovative design integrates multiple components into what they call a multifunctional elastic interlayer, delivering improved power density compared to conventional battery architectures.
But it's not just about the Chinese manufacturers. European and American companies are making significant investments to build domestic capabilities.
The scale of investment is staggering. We're seeing billions of dollars committed to building battery manufacturing capacity outside of Asia, driven by both economic opportunity and supply chain security concerns.
So where does this all lead? The transformation isn't just inevitable, it's already underway.
The timeline for commercialization is accelerating. We're seeing initial deployments of advanced battery technologies in specialized applications right now, with broader commercial adoption expected over the next 5 to 7 years.
What's particularly interesting is how different applications will likely adopt different battery chemistries. High-performance vehicles might go solid state for maximum energy density, while urban delivery fleets might choose sodium-ion for cost-effectiveness.
The success of these next-generation technologies depends on simultaneously solving manufacturing scalability, supply chain resilience, and cost competitiveness. It's not enough to have great lab results. You need to be able to produce millions of units economically.
And for our listeners in the automotive industry, understanding these dynamics isn't just about staying informed. It's about positioning your organizations for the fundamental changes coming.
The companies and countries that successfully navigate this technological transition will shape the global automotive landscape for decades to come.
The battery revolution extends far beyond just improving electric vehicles. We're talking about enabling renewable energy storage, transforming manufacturing processes, and reshaping global supply chains.
What's clear is that the era of lithium-ion dominance is entering its final chapter. The question isn't whether next-generation batteries will emerge, but which technologies will prove most successful in real-world applications.
The race is intensifying, the investments are massive, and the stakes couldn't be higher. For automotive professionals, this isn't just a technology story. It's a business transformation story.
This has been Auto Intelligence. I'm Claire, here with Steve, and we're both part of the Auto Agentic team. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the battery revolution.
Auto Agentic is transforming automotive retail with intelligent, human-centered AI solutions. We're not just delivering technology, we're delivering trusted guidance that helps dealerships navigate rapid industry changes and thrive in evolving markets.
Because true agentic AI isn't just about automation. It's about strategic thinking, collaborative planning, and operational integration. That's why we're known as the most human AI company in automotive retail.
Before we sign off, we want to thank you for your time today. We know how valuable it is, and we don't take it for granted that you chose to spend part of your day with us.
If you know friends or colleagues who are interested in mobility, automotive innovation, or the future of transportation, please tell them to give us a listen. Your support has moved us into the top 25% of podcasts, and we want to earn the listenership to get to the top 10%.
We'll see you next episode. Until next time, have a great day.
This episode was produced by the team at Auto Agentic. Learn more at autoagentic.ai.